大家好，欢迎大家来到今日点击的特别节目，坦克人的故事，我是石涛。在这个8964当中呢，我们看过前面的一段片子之后，里面提到一个很关键的问题。一开始是学生运动，在学生运动的鼓励之下，其实呢，在当时呢，中共上层出现了分歧，而失去了在这个社会层面，在老百姓的层面失去了方向，你可以叫无政府主义、无政府状态。而那个时候呢，各大单位已经失去了从上面能够要求或者说红头文件和指导方向。我记得原来的节目当中跟大家描述过，后来很多人出来是因为怕犯错误，就是说人家都出来了，我没出来。那如果以后被清算的话，这件事情有什么结果的话，我没露头，我会有麻烦的。这是文革的背景之下，这种政治运动的背景之下，给当时的中国人留下来的后遗症。也正是因为处于无政府的状态，中共上层打斗的极其激烈，民间的事情、学生的事情被转化成中共上层双方力量的直接冲突的时候，那反馈到社会层面，变成了社会层面出现了无政府状态。在一个管制的社会当中，下层的普通的人突然拥有了自由，就不知道该怎么办了，因为在他的心态当中一直停留在被管制的社会环境，为了自己在未来不被清算，所以以北京以大的城市为代表，很多单位的人逐渐就出来了，这是当时游行的场面。而单位的人出来越多，这一次运动的性质就出现变化了，就不是单纯的学生了，而是全民反迫害、全民反贪腐。这是当时的场面。全民反迫害、全民反贪腐，特别是从5月19号所谓戒严令出现之后，那出现的整个社会的变化。那在当时的天安门广场出现了工自联，工自联主要是以工人、以这个单位成年人为主，而不是学生了。有一个人叫韩东方，这是当时工自联当中比较牵头的人。那韩东方在8964之后就跑出去了，他比较幸运被跑出去了，然后他就主持了一些相应的节目和内容，来持续着抗争的这种贪腐的暴政。那后面在这个影片当中呢，他有相当长的一段时间采访了韩东方，从他的角度和他这么多年来25年了8964之后他所接触的中国社会的层面，来表达他对目前包括64之后中国社会的现状。
没有尊严，没有做人的基本的权利。
The problems that workers face in China are not just low pay or long hours.
讨价还价的余地。
Workers have no basic rights.
为什么我们
They don't even have the right to negotiate with management.
尊严？那这个雪小扁
Now exiled, Han Dongfan broadcasts a regular phone-in program to mainland China.
院这个是
Today, he's talking to workers who make sofas for a European company.
When the workers recently protested a 20% wage cut, their leaders were beaten up. Now some of them are suffering severe health problems. We think it's a glue sprayed in the production process.
The Chinese authorities have tried to jam these broadcasts. Han is considered an enemy of the state. In 1989, he was elected to lead an independent trades union that set up headquarters in Tiananmen Square. When his face appeared on the TV wanted lists broadcast across China, he says he simply walked into a police station and said, "Here I am, and I've done nothing wrong." Brutalized, kept in solitary, and then forced to share a tiny cell with prisoners suffering from infectious diseases, Han nearly died.
Workers in China are cheated, deceived, not fully informed, and they have no rights. All workers are facing the same situation, whether they are working in privately owned companies, foreign companies, or reformed state-owned industries. No statutory pension, no compensation for injury, no sick pay. And because of the long hours, accidents can happen at any time. Loss of fingers, even limbs. Another issue is the condition in which they work, handling toxic materials, breathing in toxic dust without any protection.
These other people are losers in China's economic growth. And the population of them are vast, and they don't have a voice. They don't have anywhere to address them. They don't have a social mechanism to sort of advocate on their behalf. They don't have a government ever listen to them at all.
Migrant workers arriving at the site of the main stadium for the 2008 Beijing Olympics. It's highly unlikely, though, that any of them will be around to watch the games. Migrant workers are subject to strict residency laws, necessary prevention, in the government's view, against mass migration and the creation of urban slums. To remain here legally, migrants must live without their dependents in single-sex hostels. When the job is done, they must find another or move on.
This system explains how China has been able to concentrate so much wealth and development in the cities, all these glittering buildings that you see everywhere, all this prosperity, order and cleanliness, because it has denied the very people who built this any enjoyment of the benefits of the cities. So they will come, contribute their work, get paid very minimal wages, but then they will have to leave or try to lie low in the city because they're not entitled to residency.
Although there is no evidence of abuse on the Olympic sites, for construction workers elsewhere in China, it's a very different story.
They go to a site and they work and work. And they're not paid at all. They are given food because you need to eat before you can work. You know, it's hard labor, but they're not paid. The arrangement is that you'll be paid at the end of the year.
Anita Chan has been researching working conditions inside China for 15 years.
And if at the end of the year, either the boss, the construction company, or the gang boss default on you, that means you're not paid. And that is so common. There have been cases of construction workers trying to commit suicide, trying to draw attention by going up to some construction sites and threatening to throw themselves down. A lot of these construction workers are working for the state sector, building government buildings. And in the end, it's the workers who are at the end, at the bottom of the, of the heap, and so they're not paid.
China's paradox now is that, you know, a larger quotient of people than at any time in the last 50 years have moved forward and are economically better off. But there's a huge number which have really stagnated.
What you see in China is this pool of resentments, this growing pool of resentments from the Chinese underclass that is progressively spreading over China.
There's a huge amount of tension. It's like a land of 1,000 earthquake faults. And one of these faults is between the rich and the poor, between peasants and the party, between corrupt officials and the people.
Time is running out. The level of unrest in China is rising.
At the end of last year, the Public Security Ministry declared the number of demonstrations was 74,000 nationwide, but a year before was 50,000, and this number is increasing.
The figure for 2005 has risen further to 87,000 incidents. All over China, the pressure is building. Here, peasants defending their land from takeover by a power company are beaten, stabbed and shot by hired thugs. One incident in June of last year that happened to be recorded by a villager who was able to smuggle his tape out of the country.